am not quite in full voice, but I miss you all so much. I just had to come on board. So I have my water handy, and we're going to have some readings for a little while my voice is still with me. And we're going to take a look at what we need to know. I'm celebrating a new deck today, especially for my cat fans. And just thanking you all for those of you who've been sending me energy. Just had a little bit of a cold, definitely getting back to speed. I've been real busy creating a couple of programs, 7-day intensives that I have tapping scripts and journal prompts. I'm getting some rave reviews. So if you're interested in attracting more into your life, either more money or more love, um, or just more self confidence, I am your girl. So be sure to send me an email and I'll be happy to let you know what I have been creating. It's been very fun. However, it's taken time away from my cards and my friends here on YouTube. So I'm super glad to be with you right now. So I have my water handy. And as usual, I'm drawing cards for the collective. If anybody would like to have a personal reading, all you do is hit the super chat and I'm here for you. Otherwise, if you are here watching right now, that means that this reading is for you. Let me shuffle. Hey, Kat. Hi, Serenity. Welcome. I have so missed visiting with you guys, but I am learning slowly but surely that self care is important and taking time off is necessary sometimes. So, can you relate? It's a busy season always coming up into the holidays, and there can be a lot of stressors, huh? So, what we're looking at today is what is it that we need to know? What is it that the universe, our guides, our angels, our higher selves are drawn to for our wisdom today? Let's see what we have. Okay. So as you're watching the cards today, just hold in your mind what's your issue? What's been bugging you? And I am happy I'm really happy the cards are here to speak to us. So that first, let me show you what deck we're using here. The Cat Gurus, wisdom from the world's most celebrated felines. So if you're a cat lover, you're going to be right at home today. Okay, let's take a look at our first card. This is for the collective. And Um, you know what? This is a time, especially with the holidays, when you need to understand how to modulate your opinions. Okay. Now, you may be the kind of person that just tells it like it is. You don't mean to be offensive. It's just your personality. It's very unlike you to sit quietly by if somebody is talking some nonsense and you really feel it's almost like a duty that somebody has to stand up for the truth. But right now, it's just so important as the holidays are approaching. Let's bring a little light into the situation here. As the holidays are approaching, that we learn the lesson of the wonderful King of Cups. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the King of Cups comes out for us because the King of Cups understands that sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. And what that means is that your opinions are important as part of the time, but the reality is that not everybody is ready to hear it. And so, you know how they talk about, please don't talk about religion or politics at the holiday table? That's kind of the energy that I'm picking up here. So let's look at our tarot when it comes to knowing when to speak and knowing when to be quiet. And we have our Four of Wands. This is such a lovely energy. This is what everybody wants to have at the holiday. This is exactly resonant with being able to hold your tongue. A lot of times you won't be the person that's a pot stirrer at your holiday events, but once the pot is being stirred, you can't resist jumping in. I know I have difficulty with that myself because when people speak about things they don't know anything about, I've always carried kind of an inner desire to help them understand the error of their ways. And you know what? I'm learning as I get older that that's not necessarily the most loving thing to do, especially at the holidays. And here we have we have the star card, okay? And the star card is a card of healing. So it does show me that what's happening right now for us is this particular holiday, there's a restoration coming, a reconciliation possibly. And we have the Knight of Wands. Yes, so this is all very juicy energy, with the advice being please resist your temptation to correct people when they're wrong. Okay. There is a lot of love this season, and there's people in your family who you're or friends that you'll be visiting with. They've really been through a tough time, and it's not easy for them to be open about it. They like to keep it quiet, and this person may be exactly like this, that when they start speaking, it's a bunch of crapola coming out of their mouth. You know what I mean? But as you can just keep yourself from speaking up out of line yourself, that you would allow yourself the beautiful peace of letting things lie. You may not need to say anything at all to allow them to find their peace of mind. Okay. If you want to have restoration, reconciliation, and healing during this holiday season, it's so important that you just honor that wisdom. You don't need to say it. If it's not kind, don't say it. It's not denying the reality that's there. No, it's just a matter of being honest and realistic without being argumentative. Okay. I just have to adjust my camera a little bit because I can't see very well. Serenity, bless your heart. Thank you for your super chat, because I didn't mention that. Yes, I did. That I'm always willing to do personal readings for that super chat. I appreciate your love and support so much. And thank you for being a member of the Love Club, where I do personal work with people every single week. We have a manifestation workshop of some kind. And I'm so glad you're part of that, Serenity. Okay, so let's moving on. What is it that you need to know right now? Let's see. Oops, I think I want to cut. Go to the middle of the deck. Oops. Oh no. You guys, were you here when I burnt one of my cards the other day? Oh my gosh, I totally surprised myself there. Okay, Serenity. Interesting energy for you, Serenity. Okay, wow. So you know what? I know, Serenity, that you have had a goal of attracting love into your life. I know that you told me that a while ago. And so I think that this holiday season can be a little sad, right? It can be a little overwhelming because you don't want to spend another Christmas alone, or the holiday season. You never thought that you would be single at this point. And this nothingness card is the fact that I wonder if you have a cat. Hi, Milky. Hi, Bina. Welcome. I wonder if you have a cat. It is good to have pets when you're single because they are good companions. But this card is calling for an acceptance, a deep acceptance of where you are. So let me just draw a couple of tarot cards for you, my friend, and thank you for your generous gift to the channel. I really appreciate it. Okay, so here's our first card. Okay. What else do we have for serenity? Ooh, bunch of cards got spit out here. Okay, so I'm going to draw two. I'm going to take this one and this one for your reading, Serenity. So it is tempting. It's very tempting to get into feeling sorry for ourselves at the holiday times. When you can't be with somebody you love, it can be haunting. And that's exactly what this card says. Nothingness haunts the being. So when you feel empty, you attract more emptiness into your life. And it's hard to be grateful for being alone, but actually, there's a lot of wisdom to that, because Even when you are in a couple, Serenity, when your prayers have been answered and you find someone to be with, you're always going to have alone times. And if you don't, you can become codependent or you can become too clingy. And clingy energy makes people feel smothered. It makes them feel like they can't move and they can't breathe. And so many times when people have waited to be in a couple for a long time, they kind of have a false belief that once this is lifted, and once they have their person, that they'll have no more times when they're howling at the moon. But the fact is, even when you're in a committed relationship, you have moments when you're howling at the moon. Janice often is one of our Love Club members, and sometimes she comes into these lives, and she's been married 10 years. I met her 12 years ago, 13 years ago, when she did not have a partner. And one of the things that we worked with together was for her to look at her list. What does she think she wants compared to what the universe has for her? And as it turns out, Serenity, she ended up marrying someone she never expected. It was a younger man, and she never saw herself being involved with a younger person. So that I think of her story today because she has to realize she was 42 when she got met her partner, and she really felt that having the partner would lift the energy off, this negative energy, and she would have happily ever after. Well, it's not that easy because when you're in a relationship, you still have to find how to maximize your alone time, whether it's meditation, music, art, something needs to fill your life. Even though you have a partner. Now, this beautiful Ace of Wands shows us that there's something new coming. Notice how these white cats are a pair, and this cat is one direction and that cat is the other. So I feel like this is something you can look forward to in the next 6 months or so, that there will be someone coming forward for you, Serenity, that's going to make you interested. It might start out as a friendship, but remember, the best companions often make great intimate partners. However, what you need to focus on as you go through the holiday season is gratitude. Find something to be grateful for every day. Enjoy your solitude. I know that may not be easy to hear, but when you're at peace with being alone, you're going to be at peace when you're in a couple. It's not surprising, it's confusing because you didn't know you would be single at this point, but it's all in God's hands. Okay, my friend? Thank you so much for being here at this reading. And I'm glad I can encourage you today that even in this next week, the next 7 days, see if you can find peace with being alone. That's something you can say is, even though I'm alone, I choose to find something to be grateful for. Even though I'm alone, it doesn't mean I can't enjoy nature or anything else that's coming your way. Accept your aloneness, and the universe has something to work with. Okay? Be sure to check the community tab on the channel because I am always adding resources that I use personally that help me keep my spirits up because my family lives all over the country and rarely do we get to see one another. I live alone with my dog and I love that lifestyle, but there are times when I do feel a little lonely because it's difficult to be a single human without a partner. Okay. All right. So let's go forward here. This is for the collective. I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot. And if you came my way today, this is your card. So let me quickly do the reading. Don't leave too quickly here. If you just turned on, this is your card. What is it that you need to know right now? Very interesting. Okay. Life is for lounging. Don't forget to kick back and smell the rose Turkish delight. Horizontal is a state of mind as well as the default cat position. Yes, and I can totally tell you this is my card right now. It makes me laugh because I've had to take a couple days off And I don't like that. I prefer to be doing the readings. I love them so much. But the reality is that I am so curious about the people that are coming my way into my readings quite by accident. And I just have that sense there's somebody today who's never heard my voice before. And so when I look at this very chubby cat laying down, has a cup of tea, and is not working, right? It's just sitting there. There's little treats there to eat. And so, what I'm seeing for the collective is that there are some of us, you might call them workaholics, or just get so busy taking care of everyone else that there's no time to take care of yourself. Okay. So, let's draw our tarot cards here. And here's three cards just popped out. Perfect. And if you're a person that has a hard time because right now at the holidays you're very busy. Everybody counts on you to take care of certain things, and quite frankly, you don't mind doing it because there's something about being productive that is a blessing, isn't it? To get things done. Oh, look at this cat on a tightrope. I love this because this is the opposite energy of this. See that? Here is a cat that's just relaxed, like, who cares? I don't know what's going to happen. And then here we have this energy of being right on the edge. Okay, needing to make a decision. Should you do this? Should you do that? And the mind can become so overwhelmed. So let's take a look at what we have here. So we have two eights, and whenever any of the numbers show up as a pair, it gets my attention because eight is a time of accomplishment and speed. Now, with the eight of Pentacles here, we see somebody who really enjoys their work. They've been diligent and they've been learning. And so again, I'm kind of picking up that workaholic kind of vibe where the Eight of Wands is things are happening in a hurry. I really feel that in my life. There's so many things that are coming my way. I'm having a hard time balancing what should I be focusing on. And so thank you for sharing the energy of this card that I think is totally for me because I'm being very creative. I'm writing some wonderful 7-day programs. They're intensives. And Bina, you're taking one of the intensives now. What do you think about it? Put a comment in there because the intensives I'm creating are to help jumpstart your manifestations. Okay. If you've been stuck without love, if you've been stuck in a career, or if you're just working too hard and you don't know how to take time off, these are all things that can be jump started with 1 week, just 7 days of intense scrutiny, hard look at how you're living right now and what is ready to change. Okay. So here we have the pride of workmanship. So something that you're doing is really bringing you a lot of pleasure. It's coming fast. You may be somebody who's getting a lot of orders all of a sudden. Things are popping, but it's putting so much stress on you because you have to do choosing. Do you choose family over work? Do you choose work over leisure? There's a lot of stress on you. Okay. So the card today is a gentle call to rest. Lay down the work, turn off your devices, not yet though. Wait till after the reading, but turn off your devices a little bit and let yourself veg out. I've been binging on Christmas movies that are all very predictable, but they have happy endings. And so that's been lifting my spirits. But this is not easy for me. And I bet it's not easy for you to take time off and not be pushing yourself so hard. Okay. So if you can relate to this, hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that always. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for visiting me today. And I appreciate you so much. There's so many channels to watch out there, aren't there? And I'm just delighted that you came to mine. Okay, let's see who's next here. If you're just visiting me today, I'm Catherine. It's Fish Out of Water Tarot, and we're all about helping people feel more loved and connected and advancing forward. Are you in alignment with your highest good? Do you have excitement happening on the regular? And here we have the hairless kitty. Have any of you ever seen a hairless cat? Hi, Janine. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you just happened in, this is your card. Just receive this. because beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. Some cats are born bald, some achieve it. Others have baldness thrust upon them. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So I love when I look at this picture because the hairless cat is a cat that does demand special care because of not having fur. The owners of this cat have to fuss over it some. And here we have the cat wearing a sweater with a hot balloon or hot balloon, a hot water bottle, and sitting next to the heater. So the red of that hot water bottle reminds me of the family of origin. So I feel like there's somebody watching who feels like you've had to be a chameleon in order to get along with people. You feel like you have to disguise yourself wherever you go. And even now, with the holidays coming, you may be feeling intimidated because you have to go hang out with people who don't get you. I really know how that feels personally. The fact is, you cannot fake baldness. Some people are bald and some are not. You can shave your head, but that's not the same as being born with a tendency for baldness, okay? So it's okay to be yourself. And when you're going at the holidays right now, you're going to be spending time with people that don't get you. Have an emergency energy first aid kit in your mind. Quickest thing to do, go out and get some fresh air because fresh air will always bring you into some groundedness. Now, let's see what the tarot says. So we have somebody who's going to see the family, and it's not necessarily easy all the time. Can you relate? Let's hit that thumbs up. Let me know. And let's take a look at our tarot. Yes, it's a time of reminiscing. This card to come out is a real fit for exactly what I'm sensing. That whoever it is, you have to spend time with the hot water bottle people, right? Your family. And sometimes they're old school. Sometimes they don't know how to love you. They may think you need what you know you don't need, but they can't help themselves. It's just who they are. And this is the second time that the moon has come up. And the moon, of course, suggests some confusion. And I really feel that for you, my friend, because you don't want to be fake. You want to be able to enjoy your family. But some of the people there make you feel like howling to the moon because you feel misunderstood. And look at this, we have our 6 and 7 of cups. Okay, so in this energy of feeling like you can't please anyone, that there's always someone who you feel out of sorts, and it could just be a bit of social anxiety because that can come out at the holidays. But the truth is, there is a desire for people to get along. There's a spirit of reminiscence and wishing that the holidays could be sweeter than they are. And so as you walk forward, understand that other people feel just like you do. I look at this little crawfish that's on the center of this road. Can you see how the road goes through the gate and into the sun? As you create your intentions for this holiday season, you're going to have some choices to make. And the very first card of this reading was all about that reality that it's important to choose your battles. If somebody talks about something that you're not comfortable with, that's okay. You don't have to join in. Just take a few breaths and listen. Don't take on the responsibility of fixing anything. Just let things be. I like how the 6 is leading right into the 7. These are just very resonant energies with one another, and they bridge over the confusion that everybody feels. I don't think there's a human being I can think of who doesn't have mixed emotions going through the holidays. Somebody in your family may have lost somebody this year, and it's going to be their first year alone. That's really difficult, isn't it? And you may feel awkward not knowing what to say. Remember that listening is the greatest gift you can give to anyone. A couple of affirmations I would make here would be even though I don't know how, I'm managing the holidays right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling very peaceful now. Even though I don't know how, I'm not trying to be somebody else right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm at peace with who I am right now. These things can all bring you a sense of confidence. You are who you are, and who that is what it's supposed to be. But the other people are who they are also. And so, isn't it interesting that they have that same right to be their true selves? Okay. So be brave. The holidays are hard for lots of people. You're not alone. And just guard your heart and pick your battles. If it doesn't bug you that much, don't go there. Take a breath, tell people, oh, I have to use the bathroom, and run off to the bathroom. I can't tell you how many times that saved the day for me. Okay, going forward, I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot. We've taken a few days off here and I'm back. I'm so glad. I've missed you all so much. And so I'm going to draw for the collective. If you would like a personal reading, just hit the super chat and I'll make sure that I draw cards just for you. Okay, next. What is for our collective? Who's here right now? Are you here for the first time? There's not an accident about that. Let's see what we have for you. Okay. Right. So this interesting, the nuisance energy. Never be afraid to change your mind, but always change your underwear. Is there somebody in your life who has what I would call lame humor, that they have a lot of puns, or they're always making jokes, and they might even be sarcastic? This is a person who has a sharp sense of humor and they always pick at you. You know, these kind of people that you say black, they say white, you say red, they say green. You say summer, they say winter. They call them being a contrarian. And then they think they're funny. Okay. And family gatherings can often have just this kind of energy that is a nuisance and it can be tiresome, especially if you hold an expectation. Like you know that person's going to be at the holiday and you think to yourself, oh no, I have to put up with that again this year. Well, look at this. If that's what's on your mind, it's actually going to bother you more than it needs to. So let's draw our tarot and see what is the wisdom here. If you've got the nuisance person who is with you. So, Sophia, wonderful. I'm so glad that you found that the super chat, and that I would love, love, love to do a reading for you. So, I'm just gonna put like your comment, and I will get to you next. Okay, Sophia D. Okay, so let's see here. What do we have about this nuisance energy? And we have the Six of Cups comes up again. This is that contrast where the desire to have happy holidays, remembering times when we were younger, when we were kids, and a different part of our life when Christmas was just easier. If that's the holiday you celebrate, Christmas was easier, and there's a lot of fond memories of the past when it comes to the holidays. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, again, this idea of it's almost like a rich or wealthy memories that and the time in the past that Christmas or the holidays had a sense of ease about it, that it didn't seem so effortful. And right now, as everyone's becoming adults, it's changed so much. And this nuisance energy, I have to take some water. Excuse me. This nuisance energy now makes a lot of sense because there is someone in your holiday group. It's so tempting to let their darker energy pull your mood down. Part of you wants to say, look, can't you just grow up for a minute here? Do we have to be doing things this way? It doesn't feel good. I came to have this reminiscent moment, excuse me, you yourself have created a nice world for yourself. There's a lot of peace. There's a lot of contentment in the way you do life right now. And then when you go back to the family, you walk into the welcome mat and you're holding your keys because part of you wants to run if this energy happens, this nuisance. But the thing is, you're stealing from yourself because there are people there who really want to see you and they want to celebrate the holiday with you. And so go in with your eyes open. And you say to yourself, you know what? This person is going to be their jokey self. Notice I didn't say their jerky self. I said their jokey self. They're going to be a little bit annoying, like they always are. But you are somebody who can keep your peace of mind no matter what. So that's what this is kind of like a warning, but it's not meant to be harmful. It's just to say, don't have unreasonable expectations. There's always a jokester at the table, and there's somebody who thinks that they're funny when they're not. This, you are a manifester. If you bring peace of mind, you will gravitate to the others who have peace of mind right in their fingertips, and you'll be able to bond with them. An affirmation that can be helpful is even though I don't know how, I'm completely at ease right now. Even though I don't know how, that person isn't bugging me now. That's a really good one. Even though I don't know how, that problem person is not a problem now. I know it sounds silly to use affirmations like that, but it really, really works. No kidding. Okay, so let's take a peek for my darling Sophia D. You have been such a faithful member of my channel, Sophia, and I appreciate you for that. That's really a blessing to me, especially now I took a couple days off from the lives, and I know that some people wondered what in the world was going on. And so I'm so grateful to be able to support you. And Roxy, thank you. I see that you've gotten your super chat. I figure you would want to jump in on these cat cards. Remember that each of them probably has resonance for you, even though you haven't gotten a personal reading. It's just the way it works. Birds of a feather flock together. So here we have, oh, you have the best readings, Roxy. Roxy is the very first person in my love club and has been with me for a long time now, several months. And we are watching real miracles happen in your life, Roxy. And I'm so thrilled that I get to be part of your journey. I appreciate your support. But back over to you, Sophia. Look at this. This fortune card, an endless supply of fish favors the brave. Explore the world fearlessly. Always put your best paw forward. So, Sophia, it definitely, do you know that when they trim the sails in a sailboat, it navigates the speed? Okay, so something is coming. I feel like it's the beginning of next year because we do have the month of December ahead. I'm going to be doing some readings for December here, right after the Thanksgiving holiday. But it looks like there's been some adjustment for you, and that you may have felt a bit of loss, like you're not seeing the wealth and prosperity that you want. Now, remember, wealth is not just about money, it's about relationships, friends. You can have a wealth of good health. Wealth can mean a lot of different things. But I feel like you've been waiting and waiting, and it's made you impatient, Sophia. I mean, look at this card and look at the energy coming off the head. It's just a lot of thinking, a lot of trying to figure out what to do next, and just being a bit confused. And maybe some of your past connections have been challenging to you because the people just didn't they presented themselves as one thing and then they came across as something else. Okay, and here we have the emperor, and we have, or no, excuse me, high priestess. I'm so sorry. And then we have this king of cups. Yeah, okay. So, Sophia, it does look like you have been waiting for love. Is that true for you, that you've been wanting to have some love? So, I don't know if it's like being rejoined to a family member, or if it's waiting for true love to come, but it shows me that it's been a confusing time. You're a wonderful woman, Sophia. You have so much to offer. And the things that hurt your feelings in the past are like echoing into your future. It's like the energy is stuck in one place. What you need to realize is that every one of your past experiences is actually being observed by your high priestess energy or your intuition. The intuition is not speaking. The intuition speaks through our body when we get cringes or shivers. Those are signals from our intuition. Our mind can make us crazy with ideas, but your intuition has learned through what you've been through what it is that you really want. You may have been deceived in the past and you fought some battles, but right now there's a confidence in you. You're being the captain of your own fate, and that you're really understanding what it is that you're truly wanting. This beautiful, what do we have here? Let me look. It's like the Queen of Cups. Yes, the Queen of Cups. This might be for you because you have so much love to give and that it's hard for you to say no to people. That part of what you've learned is that you've agreed to some things before you knew all the facts, that you jumped into a situationship or relationships in the past that were really not to your highest good. You thought they were, you thought it was the real thing, and you may have compromised a bit too much, but you've learned and you're becoming more clear on what it is that you really do want. So, as it says, explore the world fearlessly. Always put your best paw forward. I just love this card. It's a brave card. It matches the black of our high priestess, but also it's got this white spots that both of these have. So I really feel like yours is the way out for you is to understand that good comes mixed with bad, that no matter how loving your relationship is or will be, there's always going to be days when they're going to make you mad. There's going to be times when the very person you care for the most accidentally says something that hurts your feelings. So you need to realize all the darker side of what you've experienced in the past is preparing you for what's coming forward. Like I said, I'm just sensing January, that there's going to be a shift between now and January where you're going to really see potential for yourself, and you're going to be meeting some people who are going to change the direction of what you're looking for. Affirmation for this one might be, I don't know, even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so lighthearted now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling very hopeful now. Even though I don't know how, I'm growing in my ability to love right now. You guys will notice that I love that even though at the start of my affirmations, it just feels good. And that when you're looking on how to make affirmations that work, you do want to create words and wording that lifts your spirits. If you're saying affirmations that are a little blah, 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 and they don't have energy on them, that they're just kind of, they're weak and they're unempowered. If you're curious about making affirmations that work and you don't know how your own why are they not working, you might want to have what I call a free love reading. That's where we spend 15 minutes or so where I can speak to you on the phone. There's no charge, and I can help you understand how and why you're manifesting the opposite of what you're wanting. Okay, here's my email address. And I also, my scheduling link, Bina is putting into the stream. You can use the scheduling link and put yourself right into my schedule. Free love reading for you because I care. And I would love to see you get your love cup filled before the end of the year. How about that? Okay, Roxy, thank you so much for your faithful support, my dear. I should make you the president of the Love Club because you've been the longest there, and I just appreciate you so, so much. In the Love Club, we do have workshops where I am working with you privately. These recordings do not go out to the general public. And so if you're interested in working with me more deeply, take a look at the Love Club. That's the first step. Okay. So Roxy, we have the fashion cat here, fashion cat. Okay. Oh, I love this. Look at what this says, Roxy. You can never be too rich or too fluffy. Never get out of bed for less than a tin of caviar. The best things in life are always really, really expensive. This tickles me pink, and I can just hear you have the best laugh ever. I can hear you giggling as I read this for you because what you're discovering these days, excuse me, is the idea of what is expensive. What does that mean? What does it mean for us? Does it mean that we should spend outside of our means to show the world that we have money? Or does it mean that you are a wizard at managing your wealth so that it's not for public knowledge? Certainly you enjoy the finer things, but you've also learned over time that having a secret wealth plan that's nobody's business has some benefit. I mentioned to one of my people just the other day about Warren Buffett, who is never one of the wealthiest people in the world, but has never indulged in big mansions and yachts and that sort of thing. He uses his money in other ways. And I love that this card came out for you, Ross. What is it that the universe has for you? Let's grab your arrow here. You can never be too rich or too fluffy. Plus, I know Roxy is totally a cat person. Okay. What else do we have for Roxy? Oh, there's our two cards right there. Okay, very interesting. And so we have the Three of Pentacles. This is a teamwork card, and I know that this is very resonant for you, Roxy, with your profession right now, that you have been called to a different order in terms of how you do your work. And if you look at the cat that's over in the background here, this is a cat who's directing the other cats here. And so the idea of cats are not necessarily humble animals. Cats think they're all queens, don't they? I mean, it's the truth. But in this particular art, what I'm seeing is that there is someone who really understands things and understands how to create the magic that you're looking for. And so you are in a building process. The Three of Pentacles is at the beginning of the suit. It's the promise of teamwork and it's the promise of success for sure, a very good energy. And then secondly, we have the Wheel of Fortune here. And so the Wheel of Fortune, again, you're in a profession where luck is a big deal. Isn't that true? That luck is a big deal. And so because of that, how do you measure out what's lucky and what's not? And how do you create luck? That might be a good question for your mentor that you say, you know what, I've been thinking about it. Most of the people who make fortunes in my industry, there's an element of luck being in the right place at the right time. Do you have any counsel on that? How do people become more lucky? Now, if you look online, you're going to find a lot of YouTube videos called the Lucky Girl Syndrome. And whatever your gender, it doesn't matter. It's just what they call it, but I would recommend that you YouTube search for the lucky girl syndrome because it's a way that you can start flavoring your thinking. I'm so lucky. Even though I've been unlucky in the past, I'm so lucky these days. I am so lucky. Look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, and say that to yourself. I am so lucky. I get luckier all the time. Jessica Heslop, it's I Love the Life I Live is her YouTube channel. Love the Life You Live. She has an excellent lucky girl meditation that I really love. Also, Roxy, be sure to check the community tab here on the channel because I do place my own resources there. Some of the experts that have helped me get to where I'm at, I'm happy to share their channels. Okay. So here we have the Four of Swords, which is about rest. So let's take a look here. You are on the right track. You're getting the mentoring that you need. You're humbling yourself. Notice this cats are just like they're just listening to the mentor. They're wanting direction. And I feel like our conversation yesterday, you were talking about wanting structure. I think that this is the affirmation for that because the structure of how you're going to be looking at self-sabotage as you go through the intensive. I think you're going to really start to understand how to keep balance between, yes, I want the luck of a pile of money falling into my lap, but I want the wisdom to spend it wisely. Have some life upgrades that bring you up to speed, but really be mindful about how you use your windfalls. Okay. Windfalls are coming your way. You just want to be very balanced because everything's cyclical, right? And in your business, cycles come, cycles go. Also, honoring your need for rest. Make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure that, especially with the hydration, speaking of which, I'm going to take a sip myself. Because self-care is critical. I was going to say critical for kitty, but look at how this cat is just, you know how cats, when they flop into the sun and they just go to sleep, they're just so beautiful, aren't they? And Murphy is behind me, sacked out behind me. When an animal is sound asleep, it's so peaceful. Also, it's a good reminder that animals don't worry. The only time you might see an animal have stress is if they notice that you're under stress. Isn't that the truth? So anyway, this is an idea coming for you, I would say, especially for 2025, but using December as a practice ground. You're going to be getting your reading. Roxy belongs at the butterfly level of my love club, and so that comes with a free reading every month. So we'll be doing your December reading here real quick. And I think it will follow through with this theme of the it's coming, like that there's a windfall coming your way. How do you want to use that windfall? It is nice to be able to have fluff and caviar and expensive things, but isn't it also nice to have enough money that you can pay off your obligations and be able to take care of your daily life easily? There's a lot of common blessing in wealth that we need to appreciate, not just the fancy stuff. Okay. Great reading, Roxy. I hope you enjoyed it. And you can watch for your December reading. I'll be sending you a video very soon. Okay, my friend? Okay, let's see what we have next. I'm Catherine. Thank you for being here. If you just popped in, you just press the button and here you are. This is your card. What is it that the angels and guides want you to know right now? There's no accident that you're here on this call, whoever call on this video. There's no doubt about it. Okay, so what we have here is this black and white situation. Wouldn't it be interesting to have this sort of cat that's that black and white? Maybe there is one in the real world. But what we're seeing here, I love the first part. Always think outside of the box, but please not the litter box. Only two things are infinite, the universe and the superiority of cats. And things aren't always black and white. Sometimes they're ginger. So Schrodinger's cat, you are being called, my dear viewer, to make sure that you are looking for all the options possible. Don't assume you know what other people are thinking. So many volatile situations come because we interpret somebody's thoughts by their behaviors, and we are using our own filter to process who they are. And that can be a little bit dicey because most people are only presenting a part of their personality. So I feel that this card is asking you through this holiday season, leave your black and white thinking at home. Work at shades of gray. And here they're saying sometimes they're ginger. So you might actually have a red-headed person. No kidding. Wouldn't that be crazy? You have a red-headed person that's going to be in your life through these holiday seasons. And that's maybe somebody who is part of this black and white thinking that's going on. So very interesting here. Okay, I know that black and white thinking can be so appealing, you know? I mean, why can't you just have this beautiful goodness? Why can't you have a home or the life itself that is just filled with goodness? Where, see how the black cat and the white cat are just embracing one another, that even though they're different, totally different, they have such love and they're able to put aside their differences and come together with peace and joy. And I feel like there's a part of you that really desires that, that wants to have that sense of everything really be black and white. It's like part of you wants to say to the universe, I want to have black and white. I just want to have goodness. We have here the Queen of Pentacles, and that's somebody who really is grounded and that they feel very, very secure. That both how they operate in their household, how they handle their relationships is very clear, and there's a kindness energy here. So this is easy to achieve sometimes if you're outside of your family. You might be somebody who, when you're out in the world with your friends and on your career, that you are seen like this, that you are seen as somebody who's very solid. You have great advice, and your friends really respect you. And unfortunately, when you go home, there's a lot of squabbling. There's peace with some of the people, but some of the characters are just out of alignment with that peace. So what happens for you when you go into that environment, that you kind of shut down a little bit because it is hard to be patient with that type of energy. But here, what we have with the Knight of Cups, there's an offer that's coming, and notice the black and white being repeated here in this particular card. Notice how this cat is riding on the back of a knight. I mean, excuse me, of a turtle. How interesting. And turtles go very slow, matching the pace. So I feel like as you go through this journey, through the next month, through the holiday season, you're going to be richly rewarded. Excuse me. You're going to be richly rewarded for your efforts to live in your peaceful, grounded energy. Your family may not understand you, and they may not understand what you do and how you live outside of your family of origin. That's none of their concern. What you don't want to do is slip back into the habits of being black and white. Remember, what you assume is going on with your family is probably wrong. Everybody has issues and problems, and it's hard to ask for help. So, the very people that you're feeling really out of sorts with is really suffering in some way. And the reason that the hard side of their personality is coming up is because of those issues. Okay. Be gentle through this holiday season. A couple of affirmations. Even though I don't know how, I'm thinking less black and white right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling more accepting right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling more loved and respected right now. These kinds of affirmations can be very fulfilling as you go into that holiday season. Okay, I'm going to do one more read, taking it easy on my voice because of just coming off of this cold. I miss you guys so much. I don't like missing the readings, but I duly respect my throat. Okay, let's take a look. This is our last card here for the collective. Felicite. In life, as in space, everything that goes up must come down. Reach for the stars, but keep your paws on the ground. In space, no one can hear you meow. Okay. So here I sense there's somebody watching who you just feel you have to be protected. When you go into certain environments, it's toxic, right? It's like you can't breathe. It's like the people that live there don't even have oxygen available. So I feel like There's some family of origin stuff that's going on, maybe some memories from your past, but there are things that you have to adjust. If you're going to go be with your family, you have to bring your toys along and you have to be protected. Okay. So let's just see. What is it? What else? Because the cat really looks content inside of that armor, doesn't it? And doesn't look frayed at all. So I want you to think about this, that you have an aura around you that is radiating from the center of you. It truly is like a force field. So as you go to this visit, wherever you go, remind yourself that it's temporary, that you're stepping into this environment with your aura intact, with your radiance of who you know you are is protecting you, but you may need to go out for a little bit, be by yourself, go ahead and take a walk, be by yourself so that you can restore. You might need to go out for 5 minutes in every hour, just to make sure that you can reconnect. This card has come up during several of the readings, the moon card, and think howling at the moon. When you get that feeling of overwhelm, when things have gotten to you, go outside and howl at the moon. You may not be able to howl very loudly, but it's okay to just be talking to nature as you're walking. In space, no one can hear you meow, right? But you need to have an expression for what's going on. Here, this is beautiful. I love how these go together. This is the King of Swords. This is a master of thought. Remember, it's not your family that's upsetting you, it's the thoughts about the family. It's not the holiday that's upsetting, it's how you're thinking about it. And right now, this king is on an icy chest on an icy mountain, completely isolated but totally content. If you're out in space, it's the same energy, and you have to have this armor on, the suit, in order to breathe. So you're getting lots of messages from the universe that these people aren't easy, but we know that. So make a plan. Don't stay longer than you need to. Get out in space when you need to meow. One of my favorite things is to run to the bathroom when I'm when things are stressful, I just excuse myself and go in the bathroom and howl at the moon quietly to myself. So here we have this beautiful Ace of Wands, and I like how the tree is thawing out. That part of this strong stance that you have to take with your family, whatever it's going on in the holidays, you have to be very strong, and it's going to pay off. Because which of these cats looks more comfortable? Obviously the one who is warmer. One of the traits of the King of Swords that can be difficult is that they can lose track of their heart and they can put things into being that are not heart related. They're too analytical. So, as you release yourself from the expectations of family and go through the holidays, spring is coming and you will feel warmth and achievement that you went through this little bit of a difficult time. There's someone at the holiday gathering who's going to be very eager to see you, and you want to be available to them. Pick your battles, don't get involved in silly arguments, and look for the people who want to play. Look for the people who are kind and are on your vibe. Okay. An affirmation that could work, even though I don't know how, I'm feeling very protected right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm sensing I will have a shield around me somehow. Okay. You can walk through difficult situations knowing that they're temporary and you're going to be okay. All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad that my throat hung in there. I will be back later on this week with another live. And if you are interested in a love reading, you want to know where is your love magnetism? Why is it that love has been difficult to find? Just email me and I'll give you the information. I do love readings for free because I want to be able to help you get what it is you're looking for. All right, take advantage of that offer. I would love to meet you on the phone. So there you go, my friends. Go forth and prosper. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye bye now.